Nostalgia is a powerful emotion that can transport us back in time, allowing us to relive fond memories and experiences from our past, an inexplicable desire to revisit the days gone by. But some people say that nostalgia is nothing but a trap, a sentimental attachment to something that no longer exists and that keeps us from living in the present. But I disagree. Nostalgia is not just a feeling, it's a state of mind. Whether we're reminiscing about our childhood or reflecting on a particularly happy moment in our lives, nostalgia has the power to bring us great joy and comfort, and it's a good thing. And nostalgia is a powerful force that can transport us back in time to a moment in our lives that was significant and meaningful, and it can bring back memories of our childhood, our first love, our first job, or a significant event that changed the course of our lives. In order to fully understand the complexities of nostalgia, it's important to explore its origins and the various ways in which it can manifest in our lives. One of the primary reasons why we feel nostalgic is because of the sense of familiarity and comfort that it provides. When we encounter something from our past, such as an old toy or a familiar scent, it can trigger a flood of positive emotions and memories. This feeling of familiarity can be particularly comforting in times of stress or uncertainty, providing us with a sense of stability and security. Old-school electronics are a perfect example of something that can evoke nostalgia. They are the embodiment of a bygone era, a time before smartphones, social media, and instant gratification. They're a tangible reminder of a simpler time, a time when life moved at a slower pace and people had to work harder to achieve their goals. The Atari 2600, the NES, and Sega Genesis consoles were pioneers of an entire industry that has since grown into a multi-billion-dollar behemoth. They were the foundation of a culture that has become a defining characteristic of our generation. They were the starting point of the immersive, realistic, and complex games we have today, and they were the reason so many of us spent countless hours in front of our televisions, lost in virtual worlds. And let's not forget about the music of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, the era of mixtapes, cassette tapes, and CDs, the era of rock, pop, and hip-hop. The era when music was more than just a soundtrack to our lives, it was a way of expressing ourselves, of connecting with others, of making sense of the world around us. Whether it was Michael Jackson, Madonna, or Nirvana, the music of that time defined a generation and continues to resonate with us to this day. Movies were also a completely different experience. Remember renting a VHS tape from Blockbuster or your local video store? Or the joy of discovering a hidden gem, or the thrill of seeing a classic for the first time. Remember the magic of watching a movie with friends, huddled around the TV with bowls of popcorn and your favorite soda. Those were the days when movies were more than just entertainment, they were an experience. And let's not forget about the technology itself: Walkmans, boomboxes, Polaroid cameras and disposable cameras, rotary phones, and pagers. Each of these objects might seem like relics today, but they were once the pinnacle of technology. They were the things that defined our childhoods, that helped us connect with others, that expanded our horizons. But nostalgia is not just about the past, it's also about the present and the future. It's about using the lessons we learned from the past to create a better world today and tomorrow. It's about taking the best of what we had and building upon it, using our creativity, innovation, and determination to make the world a better place. In a world where technology changes at an unprecedented pace, it's easy to forget the past and focus solely on the future. But that would be a mistake, because nostalgia can serve as a bridge between the past and the present, reminding us of the values, traditions, and experiences that have shaped us and that we should hold on to as we move forward. One way that nostalgia can be particularly powerful is through its ability to bring us together by evoking feelings of community and connection, the same way family traditions and shared cultural experiences do, by providing us with a sense of identity and community. Nostalgia can be a shared experience that unites us across generations. But nostalgia is not just about old electronics and entertainment, it's also about the values and cultural norms that were prevalent during those times. It's about the spirit of exploration, experimentation, and innovation that defined the era. It's about a time when we had to work harder to achieve our goals and when we had to be more creative with what we had. One of the best examples of this is during the early days of the internet. The internet of the 1990s was a far cry from what we have today. It was slow, unreliable, and barely functional, but it allowed for great experimentation and creativity. It was a time when people built websites from scratch, coded their own programs, and connected with others from all over the world. The internet of today is the result of that experimentation and innovation. While it's faster, more reliable, and more accessible than ever, it's also more complex, more commercialized, and more controlled. The spirit of exploration and experimentation that defined those early days has been replaced by the pursuit of profit and power. But that doesn't mean that we should forget about the past. Quite the contrary, we should remember the values that drove us then and use them to create a better future. Yes, sure, we should also remember that nostalgia is not just about the good times but also about the bad times. But those struggles, the setbacks, and the failures we experienced were what shaped us into who we are today. It's about the lessons we learned from those experiences and how they helped us become more resilient, more adaptable, and more compassionate. In a world that is constantly changing and evolving, it's easy to lose sight of the things that truly matter. But nostalgia can help us reconnect with our roots, values, and traditions. It can help us build a better future by reminding us of the things that we should hold on to and the things that we should let go of. So to all the critics of nostalgia, I say this: embrace it, embrace the memories, the experiences, and the values that have shaped you into the person you are today. In conclusion, nostalgia is a powerful force that shaped our world in more ways than we can ever imagine. It's not just a feeling, but a state of mind that can help us connect our past, present, and future, and it's a state of mind that can help us be better, more creative, and more fulfilled human beings. So let us embrace nostalgia not as a trap, but as a source of inspiration and motivation to create a better world for ourselves and for others. Thanks for watching.